Hey everyone, I am doing my first Facebook Live video today, and I am really excited about this, but kind of nervous too because I've never done it before. I wanted to show you how to make this really cute Christmas card, and I made this a couple of weeks ago, and I just did it in one of my recent stamping classes. And it's a Z-fold card. I had to cut it the long way to get it like this, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. And I hope you like it. So let me switch the camera around to show my workspace so then you can see how I did it. Okay, so I've got everything set up here, and now we're going to start. It's kind of crooked for some reason. There we go. Okay, so what I did was I started with a piece of Pool Party, and I cut it in half the long way. So it was 8.5 by 11. I cut it at 4 1/4 this way. So then I had to score it at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, and that was it. And then so really, if you don't want to score it, you don't have to. What you can do is just fold it in half like this, and then give it a good crease with your bone folder, and then just fold it back in half and crease it again. So all I did was fold it in half, then fold it back. So now you've got the scores right. All right, then just set that aside for a second. Oh, and I wanted to show you what we're using today. So first we're using the Carols of Christmas, Peace on Earth, and Deck the Halls, and the little reindeer, and all these cute little ornaments and stuff. And we've got the Thinlit dies that go with this. I don't know if you can see them. There are a bunch of them in here. Plus we're using the Christmas trees, which I left downstairs. So I'm going to show you those already cut out in just a minute. And if you want to find it in the catalog, it's in the new Holiday Mini Catalog, which is here. If you don't have one, I'll be happy to send you one. Just send me an email at stampingwithlisa.com or stampgirl2@cox.net. No, the first one is my website. Don't send it there. Just send it to stampgirl2@cox.net. I just love how it's live and you mess up and you can't do anything to erase it. So just bear with me. Anyway, if you open this up, there are so many gorgeous stamp sets in here, but I'm just going to skip to the one we're using. So it's on page, what page is this? 13. And it's this one right here. It's Carols of Christmas, and if you like the wood, you can get it in wood, but usually I get mine in clear or photopolymer, so that's only $20. And it tells you which blocks you need to use for it. And then the matching framelits or thinlits are right here. I'm not really sure what the difference is between thinlits and framelits because they all look the same to me, but anyway, that is the set that comes with it, and those trees are the ones we're going to be using today. And there is a great video on Stampin' Up's YouTube page. When you see this little symbol in the catalog, that means there's a YouTube video that goes with it from Stampin' Up. And it shows how to use it too and has some great samples. And we are also using, in the big catalog, on page 184, we're using the Tranquil Tide paper. On page 185, we're using Whisper White. Page 186, we're using Pool Party. Page 187, we're using the Fresh Florals Designer Series paper stack. And that's not really a Christmassy paper, but this is the one we're using. And if you look over on the other side, it has the flowers and everything. So it's a really gorgeous paper, but we're using this side, which is kind of Christmassy. And then we're also using, on the next page, 189, the Delightful Daisy paper, which is this one. It's got some kind of design on one side and then the polka dots that are kind of swirly that look like snow falling on the other side. And I saw this combination on somebody else's website. I can't remember who it was now, but I saw the combination of the two papers and I said, oh my gosh, I love that. So I copied it from her and just changed the card a little bit. So let's get started. Okay, so I already showed you how to fold the card up, and we're just going to go ahead and tape a couple pieces down real quick. So put your adhesive on the back of that, and then just attach it to the front piece here. And then this one, we're going to have to cover that beautiful flower paper, and we're going to put that inside. Oh, and I forgot to tell you the measurements. So for this piece right here, this one is 5 1/4 by 4. And this piece right here, this is from the Daisy set. This one is 2 1/2 by 4. And I think I did tell you this whole piece is 11 by 4 1/4. So that's just putting the paper down. Then we've got to stamp only one thing. And for this one, I did, feels like there's two stuck together, but there's not. I did the stitch shaped framelits dies, and I used the square, the biggest square that was in there. And I cut the paper at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 and then put this on there so it fits just perfectly and you don't waste anything really. And then that is going to go on top of a the Tranquil Tide piece, which is also 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So it just layers just like that perfectly. So we just have to stamp this. Oops, got something sticky on here. We're going to stamp the Peace on Earth. And with these ink pads, you really just need to tap, tap, tap lightly. Make sure you've got it good and inked. And give it a good press. And there you go. Isn't that beautiful? Love it, love it, love it. Then just set that aside. And then what I did by the magic of TV is I went ahead and ran these through the Big Shot ahead of time so I wouldn't have to drag that upstairs, because I'm putting my video camera upstairs now, so hopefully I will be able to make more videos really easily and not have to drag it out downstairs, so I can just leave it up here in my daughter's old bedroom, which is now my second craft room. So these are the two I punched out. We have the single one that just comes by itself, and I did that one in the Tranquil Tide. This one I did in the silver glimmer paper, and it's a double one, but I'm actually going to cut it in half. So I guess you could probably just do 3 of these if you wanted to, but I ran them through all at the same time, so I only had to do one cranking of it. So we've got these 2 pieces here. I'm going to glue these 2 together. And it's just got a really thin border on there. I like to rub it on the other side just in case there's any ink still left on it so it won't smear. And then when you go to put it on here, you don't want to glue the whole thing down because you don't want it to tape this part to the back of your card. So you only want to put the dimensionals right here behind the PE and the EA right there. So I'm going to put some dimensionals right here. And this is a brand new sheet, so they're kind of stuck on there a little bit. So I'm only going to go like halfway over. So when I flip that over, it's going to be just like that. I'm going to peel those off. And I'm going to put a little bit higher than halfway just so my trees won't cover any of the letters on here. And then the first tree I'm putting down is the silver glimmer one that has the left side curvy, and then I just cut that little piece off. That's going to be covered up so you won't see it. I'm just going to put some snail on that, and it goes right in the very bottom. And then I'm going to put a dimensional or 2 on the, actually I'm going to use these little teeny tiny ones. Have you guys seen these cute little dimensionals, the brand new ones? I don't know if you can see that. They're teeny, teeny, tiny. I'm going to use a couple of these and put on here. They're so tiny. But they're perfect for these little spaces where you don't want a whole big one. So peel that off. And then put that right on top of it. And it should be just up to the edge of your Peace on Earth. And then we've got the last one. I'm going to put a dimensional on the bottom and just tape on the top. And you'll see why in a second. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Let's take that back off for a second. I forgot to trim this down. So we need to trim this down a little bit so you won't see that little straight piece right there. So I'm just going to trim it, let's see, here. And I just did a little curvy action going on. And just check that and make sure it's not going to be too tall because you don't want it to go over top of that E. Alright, so now let's put our dimensional back on there. Oops. That's too big, so let's use one of the little ones too. Alright, and stick that down on here. And it comes right under that E. So that looks perfect. And then I wanted to add just a little bit more bling to it. So I've got some rhinestones here. And I found the easiest way to do these rhinestones is just grab them with your scissors and put them wherever you want. They're a little slippery today. Oops, there's one. I'm going to put one right here. Got two of them. Oops. And stick one over like right here. And this one you can't really see, but I'll hold it up close. So I've got one here, one there, and one over here. And that is it. It is just a really simple card. As long as you do all your big shot stuff ahead of time, it's really simple. And you just put it together, and you can whip out a bunch of these in no time. So I hope you enjoyed my first video. And I can't remember if I told you my name in the beginning because I was so nervous doing this, but I'm Lisa Freeman. My blog page is stampingwithlisa.com, and I hope you will go there and look at it. And if you see any great ideas, please feel free to copy them. And if you would like to purchase anything, just click on the shopping cart in the top right-hand corner. And thanks for stopping by. See you later.